If I got to fight to get you in the gym, that's a problem. That's a problem. You want players that are gym rats, players that want to be in the gym, that want to work. And then from there, you build on top of that. But if you're lazy, man, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. You're going to make me feel dumber. You know, you're going to lower my level. I don't think so. You can go over there.
This guy is the best. How does that make you feel? I know you're kind of chuckling now because we can joke about it, but you're the best player in the nation for anybody in high school.
Feels good. It's great confidence, but you have to keep moving on. I know a lot of guys who've been number one in the past years and it just fell off the cliff. So I have to keep working hard. Hopefully everything will work out. I'll be number one in the future.
So I'm going to continue to work hard. We as a team will continue to work hard as an organization the same way. We continue to push and push until we get back to that top.
You start with what do you want your game to be? What would make your game most unstoppable or hard to deal with? And now you work backwards from there. And you start building it one piece at a time, one move at a time, one counter at a time.
One of your high school friends said, when I was partying, he was playing basketball. When I was waking up, Kobe was playing basketball before class. How would you describe your dedication to the sport even back then?
Well, I tried to find a balance, right? I tried to do both. I had a great deal of energy. So if there was a school party going on or something like that, I'd play basketball for a few hours. I'd do what I had to do and have fun doing it, and then I'd go to the party. And I'd show up, I'd have a good time, have fun, and I'd be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, working out, and training the next day. So I try to do both.
There's different levels of focus and commitment to a craft. I get that completely. Guys want to go out and have a good time, and I get that completely. However, if you're going to do that and you show up to work the next day, you better be ready, right? If you're going to do that, you better come to practice and you better be ready to go. And if you're not, then I'm going to let you know. And I think the message was sent pretty clearly.
Rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's something I always live by.
Yeah, we're gonna work hard. That's what training camp's about, preseason's about, is working hard, getting in shape, getting in condition. And not so much about the games, but just, the game is just another way to kind of, get your exercise, get your win, get your rhythm. So we're pushing it in practice all week.
But it's simple. Like if you do the math on this, right? Like if you're thinking about how often kids are playing, right? And I tell this to my daughter, and my daughter's team as well that I coach. So it's a simple thing of math. If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids will play maybe an hour and a half, 2 days a week.
Right.
Do the math on that. It's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done, right? So if you're obsessively training 2-3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years,
You're accelerating.
you make quantum leaps, man.
Just doing a
If I could work that hard every day, with being blessed with the physical tools that I have, what would my career be? And I made a promise to myself from that day that I was going to work that hard every single day so that when I do retire, I have no regrets. And that was the most important thing for me, is to leave no stone unturned, get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, I'd have something that was beautiful. That was my philosophy. It seems like a pretty simple one, but if you live your life to just get better every single day, and do that for 20 years, and what do you have?
The kids are running. They've been running for 2 hours. Running. This one kid misses the line by like half inch.
No, it wasn't even half inch. It was like that much.
He misses the line. Kobe's like, stop. We had to stop everything. And he's like, nobody gets shoes. And all these kids are running.
Well, they're mad at the kid.
Yeah. And Kobe's like, nobody gets shoes. You guys sit on the sideline. And then Kobe made this kid run suicides, which is another drill. Baseline, free throw line, baseline, half court, baseline, opposite free throw line, baseline, and back.
3 in a row.
3 times.
You had to run 3 of them.
Yeah. But the best part was, the last one, Kobe ran with this kid. He ran with this kid. Okay. Yeah. It's awesome. He ran with this kid, and There's 1.1 million people are watching online. Crazy. He went with this kid. This kid was dry heating. He was about to die.
Yeah. But
You're lucky he didn't die.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't gonna die.
but the important thing to understand is you can't shortchange yourself. Like you're not cheating anybody but yourself. I mean, you're tired. You're literally this far away from the line. Why would you not go that extra to touch the line? Right? So if I let him get away with that, right, all of a sudden he starts maybe to cheat something over here, right? Not give his best over here, not give his best over here. And as years go on, he's going to be he's not going to reach his full potential because he's been taking these little shortcuts that just add up. And you can't let that happen. Our job as teachers, as mentors, as inspirers, it's our responsibility to hold them accountable to those things.
I think the best way to prove your value is to work, is to learn, is to absorb, to be a sponge. You always want to outwork your potential. As hard as you believe you can work harder than that. And that's what I tried to do when I first came in the league. But basketball is such a direct competition sport that me coming in at 17, I hated when my teammates would say, I get hit with an elbow, right? Shaq would hit me with an elbow in practice, and Big Van Exel would come up and say, "Are you okay?" Wow, are you okay? What the hell's wrong with you? So I always had that extra chip on my shoulder. So every day in practice for me was really trying to annihilate everybody that I was playing against. I wanted to prove you don't need to babysit me. I'm fine,
Well, sorry to digress for a second, but how does an air ball feel good? I just want to know.
Because you know what?
I want to know that one.
No, that's a really good question. But sometimes you shoot the ball and you release it, the trajectory feels good, your follow through is good. It's right there on target, it's in line, you're keeping the follow through up in the air, and then it goes short. But it feels good. So, it's kind of like a shock to miss those sometimes.
Now, after that experience, obviously that weighs very heavily on your mind, but ultimately, Kobe Bryant works on his game. Shaquille O'Neal is right there in the house with you to begin with. Your game is elevated to another level. What did you do to get your game to that level specifically? For those out there, we got a whole bunch of basketball kids in the house. What did you do to get your game to that level?
A prime example is that I've had a trainer, the same trainer who's been training for the last 10 years, named Joe Carbone. And after I shot those air balls, I sat there and I thought, as soon as we got down the plane, went back to LA that night, he and I met, and we went through the whole season, our training regimen. And the thing that we came down to was that our conditioning program needed to be adapted. We needed to change it.
All right, give it to me quick. What you do? And don't think I'm just listening just for the television show.
All summer long, we worked on our conditioning with the track. We did Olympic lifts. We went out there on the basketball court, and we did those three things in one day. And we did that all summer long. We broke them up in cycles. Because at the end of the game, even though the shots felt good, the truth of the matter is my legs were tired. I wasn't ready. So what am I going to have to do now to get ready? So next time I'm in that position, I'm going to make those shots.
Is that what you still do to this day?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always asking why, why didn't this work out? Okay, why did this work out? How can I make this better? How can I make that better? So I'm always asking those questions to improve.
I think that's when the idea of understanding a long-term view became important. Because I wasn't going to catch these kids in a week. I wasn't going to catch them in a year. Right? So that's when I sat down and said, okay, this is going to take some thought. All right, what do I want to work on first? All right, shooting. All right, let's knock this out. Let's focus on this half a year, 6 months, do nothing but shooting. All right, after that, all right, creating your own shot. And we focus. So I started creating a menu of things. When I came back the next summer, I was a little bit better. Right?
A menu being like, I've got my jump shot from 15, I've got my
I got my jump shot from 15, I got my three-point shot, like just open shots, not miss open shots, right? Be able to shoot it with speed, because those kids are so much more athletic. And then the next summer I came back, it was a little better. And the summer came back, next summer it was a little better. I scored.
Yeah,
it wasn't much, but I scored.
And this is 12, 13.
12, 13. And then 14 came around, back half of 13, 14 years old, and then I was just killing everyone. And it happened in 2 years. And I wasn't expecting it to happen in 2 years, but it did, because what I had to do was work on the basics and the fundamentals. But they relied on their athleticism and their natural ability. And because I stick to the fundamentals, it just caught up to me. And then my body, my knees stopped hurting. I grew into my frame.
And then your athleticism, once you have the fundamentals,
Exactly.
the hard work, the mindset, and you tack on the athleticism, it's game over.